back to 24/7 Cents. In my last review, talking about the build that I'm going to do, and I was going to do some reviews of the products. So we'll get right into the Seasonic Prime Titanium 650. I wanted at least 90%, and that's what I got. Now it's 80 plus titanium, but on test reviews, it actually does quite well. Now, after doing my own little investigating and research as to the power supply I wanted to get, I decided under load I was going to use about probably 350, maybe 375 watts. And if I ever decided to go with a second graphics card, then maybe 550 watts was going to be a little closer to the limit than what I wanted. And it really came down between two products, the Evega G2 550, which has been around for a little while, but under Johnny Guru it had a perfect 10. It was really a very clean product. Now on the Prime, the 750 and 850 had perfect 10s. And if you go and check johnnyguru.com, you'll see that he does quite a bit of testing on power supplies and just basically states it how it is. Now, the 650 got a 9.5, and he docked a little for the wiring, so really it's more like a 9.75 in the way I kind of see it. Now, it's a little tad off of the 750 and 850 as far as, how it did in the testing, but for what there is out there and for what I looked at, this was the particular model that I wanted. Now, and it does come with a 10-year warranty. And from what I've read and checked up on, they're very good about their warranty. So performance-wise, not too much, but I will say under a hot and cold load, this did hold around a 94.1% efficient around the wattage that I'm going to be using. With that, I know this 750 and 850 did a tad bit better. I think they might have peaked at 95%, but and then you go a little below and it's like 93 something, and you go higher, it's like a 93.2, and I think it's in the high 92% range under full load, which is phenomenal as far as I'm concerned, as far as power supply. Anything above 90% and it can stay that way. But the fact that it can hit 94.1%, very, very pleased with that. So let's go ahead and open it up here. We'll get with the. Go ahead and close this a little bit. So, all right. So, cables. Now, as I said in my previous video, I am going to be using cable mods. Now, they're not here. It's going to take a few more weeks for them to come in. And once I get the build done, I'll go back and do another video showing me changing out the wires to the cable mods. Right, so, typically, got your power supply. And let's get this open. All right. So you got your keep going. So you got some SATA cables. Not a real big fan of multiple SATAs on one line, but nevertheless. And we got, what do we have? Looks like some more SATA cables. And we have some fan controls, 3-pin power for 3-pin wires. And we have some more. Woohoo! All right. Oh. I believe that might be for a floppy, which believe it or not, I still have a floppy drive that I've only used one time. It's still pretty much brand new that I'll probably never use again. Here is your 24-pin motherboard. All right, what else do we got here? Here's your PCI Express, your 6 to 8-pin connector. I'd prefer a solid 8-pin, but I'd prefer a 6-pin and then a separate 8-pin, but nevertheless, it does work as it's supposed to. And here's your PSU wire. Now this comes with an 8-pin. Now let's see, I'm not sure if it actually comes with a 4-pin, which I am going to need. Here's another graphics card. And here's another PSU. So it does have the both wires, because I'm going to need the 8-pin and the 4-pin, because my motherboard, or my AMD Ryzen 1700 is going to be overclocked to 4 gig. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 8-pin and the 4-pin, which this does have. Now, people have complained, and I can see why, complain about the thin wiring and there's no sleeves. Now, it's the same thickness, it's just it's not sleeved. Now, I am using a cable mod that's going to be coming in, but there's nothing wrong with these. If I was in an enclosed case, I would use these. In this case, the way it's set up, most of these wires you're never going to see anyways. But, you know, I do like the looks of cable mods, and that's why I ordered them. But there is nothing wrong with these whatsoever. So, all right, now let's get to the main beauty of this. All right. That would be the power supply itself. I usually don't get too excited over a power supply, but I do like the looks of this one. And it has the performance to back it up. All right. Ta-da! All right, here we go. So, the Prime 650 Titanium. Now, this fan can operate upside down as well as this way. And if you notice, it'll have the Prime facing up, or if you want to flip it upright, Prime this way. Now, I am going to use mine like this and have the air come through and push out. That's the way I ran mine. Now, my particular case, I can run it upside down and it'll still work well because the case is designed for airflow underneath the bottom of the case. But I'm still going to run it like this. This looks good. I like the looks of it, and it performs as well as it looks. Now, it has your normal modular hookups for your CPU, PCI Express, and motherboard hookups. So, go on the back side. You got your power supply, or your cord on off, and it has your hybrid mode, which I will use the hybrid mode. So typically around 50%, I believe, on the 650 is when the fan will kick in, depending on the load percentage, but around 50% load. It could go up to 60, but I think around 50% is where the load's going to be at. If you also notice that these little vents right here, I do like the looks of this, and it's just not for looks. It does serve a purpose. The air, you're going to get a positive airflow inside the case. So the air inside the case is going to come in, and even though the fan's not moving, it's trying to find ways to escape. So in actuality, it's going to push through here and maybe come on the back, and it's going to come down the sides. Now, I'm sure as these heats up, they design it to where air can come through here and get some air on these parts that are starting to heat up, and to keep from the fan kicking on when it doesn't really need to be on. And it should provide the adequate air supply to keep these cool enough before the load 50% kicks in, before the fan kicks on. There's no need for the fan to run. It doesn't need to run. Now, I know on the 750, I think it's like 60%, maybe up to 70% before a fan actually kicks on, which is quite impressive. So, again, I'm going for a quiet build. I want the performance, but I don't want to suffer on the parts. So this fits perfectly. Now it is a little expensive. It's $159 on Amazon. I believe it's $149 on Newegg. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll do some more reviews. And hopefully soon I'll have the build done. I can do a review on that with all these great products all together and working.